إذن أهلا وسهلا بكم مجددا. Inshallah, today we will talk about the rate. And as we do usually, inshallah, I will explain all the rules and strategies. We will need them in this unit. And then we will go to the exercises to solve them one by one. So, if you're ready, let's start, inshallah. Actually, the first rule we will talk about it is R equal D over T. This is the basic form to find the rate. While R is the rate of changing anything, change an amount over time. And D, it will represent either the distance or the number of pages or the number of units or the volume. So when we talk about speed of car, when R represent the rate of change, represent the speed of car, here D will represent the distance. And when we talk about the speed of reading, for example, the D will represent the number of pages. So D, it's not the distance always. Sometimes it will be number of pages if we talk about the speed of reading a book. Or we can talk about the speed of writing or typing. Again, D maybe will represent the number of pages or words. And I think R, it will maybe represent the speed of filling a tank. In this case, D will represent the volume. So D, maybe it will be distance or pages or words or volume or number of units produced. Okay? And in all cases, T will represent the same thing. It will represent the time. Okay? So actually this type or this form, we can write it in 3 different forms. The second one, if we need to find the D, the distance or the pages or the words or the volume or the number of units produced, we can multiply the rate by time. So when we cross multiply both sides, D equal R over time. This is also another type of the rule of rate. And we can write it as T equal D over R. If we are looking for T, the time, we can use this form. So the basic one, R equal D over T, and we have these 2 extra forms. Until now, any question?
No.
Okay. Now, the second information we will need it in this unit, the type of variations. Actually, we have 2 kinds of variations. The first one is the direct variation and the inverse variation. So I'll explain them with 2 examples to make it more easy, inshallah. If we have 2 variables, x and y, And if we assume that X represent the number of apples and Y represent the cost, and let's agree that each apple costs $3, then each apple costs $3. I'll ask you, if I buy 5 apples, how many dollars should I pay?
15.
$15.
15. So if the number of apples raised to be 7 apples, the cost
21.
21 hours.
good. So if the number of X's again increased to get to be 10 apples,
30.
30. Good. Now, what happened with value of X? Is it increase or decrease?
Increasing. It's
Yeah.
increasing.
Good. And the value of Y?
Also increasing.
The same. So when the change is the same in 2 variables, increase with increase or decrease with decrease, the variation will be direct variation. But we have a condition, and it's an important one. These 2 changes actually should be with a quotient constant. 15 divided by 5 is it 3.
3.
21 divided by 7,
3.
3. 30 divided by 10, 3. So we can say that the equation of direct variation is y over x equal constant number. The quotient equal constant number. The division between y and x is a constant. Okay? This is the equation of the direct variation. The division constant. Now, any question about the direct variation? The change should be the same, increase with increase or decrease with decrease. Now, let's go to the second type of variation. Again, if we have 2 variables, x and y, and we assume that x here will represent the number of workers and y represent the time we needed to finish a job. Okay, the time we needed to finish a job. So if 10 workers work together, the job will finish in 2 hours. Now, if the number of workers decreased to be 5, the time will be 4 hours. If the number of workers decreased to be 1, the number of hours should be 20 hours. Now, could you tell me what happened to the value of x?
It's decreasing.
Decrease. And the y?
Increase.
Increase.
Increase. Aha. So we called it inverse variation. The inverse when the change is different between 2 variables. The first one increase, the other decrease. The first decrease, the other one will increase. Okay? Now, what's the constant here? Anyone know that?
Is
What's
it
the
x over y?
Sorry?
X over y?
No, x over y is not constant. 2 divided by 10, it's not the same with 20 divided by 1.
X multiply 2. X multiply y.
Yeah, multiplication, good. 2 times 10 is 20. 4 times 5, also 20. 20 times 1 is 20. So we can set that the equation of inverse variation is a product between the 2 variables. 2y times x is a constant number. And this is a big difference between the inverse and direct variations. Here, the division is constant. Here, the multiplication is constant. Okay? Remember that in a direct variation, the division should be constant. In the inverse variation, the product, the multiplication will be constant. Okay? Actually, in the first one, we can say that x is directly proportional to y. And here we can say that x inversely proportional to y. Any question until now?
Teacher, could you repeat the last thing that you said? Last two sentences.
Yeah, the first one, we can say x is directly proportional to y. In the first one. And here we can say that x inversely proportional to y. Directly or inversely. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Now, let's go to the exercises. Please take a screenshot to save it because we will use this notes. Okay? Sometimes, actually, the problems of this unit, we can solve them with an easy logic without using any rule. Just an easy logic with 4 basic operations. We will multiply or divide or add something and we can find the answer. Okay? Actually, in this unit, we have 30 questions. Big number of exercises in this unit. So let's start with number 2. I'll skip number 1 now, and I'll start with number 2. Tim's diet plan calls for 60 grams of protein per day. It's right, because we talk about per day, per time. Something change over time. Okay, 60 grams per day. If Tim were to meet this requirement by only eating a certain protein bar that contains 30 grams. We need 60 grams per day, but the jar or the bar contain just 30 grams. So anyone could tell me how many bars we need them each day?
2 bar.
2.
Good. We need 2 bars per day. Good. Now, how many protein bars would he have to buy to last week?
14.
Yes, that's good. Why? Because each day we need 2 bars and the week contains 7 days. So I will multiply 7 by 2. The answer is 14 days. In this question, there is no need to use a rule of rate or variations or proportions. Okay? Any question? So let's go to the next one. Number 3 now. An electronics company sells computer monitors and releases a new model every year. With each new model, the company increases the screen size by a constant amount. Now, in 25, the screen size was 15.5 inches, the original size. In 2011, the screen size was 18.5 inches. So, how many inches the screen size increased?
3.
How many inches?
3.
3 inches. Good, very good. Which of the following best describes how screen size changed between 25 and 2011? Between 25 and 2011, how many years we have here?
6
6 years.
years.
So we can set that the change is 3 inches during 6 years. So each year,
half inch,
good, ½ inch per year. Very good. So we can now read the choices and take the correct one or the right one. Now, the company increases the screen size by 0.5 is the same with ½ inch every year. This is the first one. Is a correct choice. Got it? Again,
Yes.
again, we solved this question without using the rule. So sometimes an easy logic can help us to find the solutions or the right answers. Okay?
Okay.
Now, question number 4. Here, as a submarine descends into the deep ocean, the pressure it must withstand increases. And we know that. When we goes down in a deep ocean, the pressure will increase. You know that, right? At an altitude of negative 700 meters, the pressure is 50 atm. And at an altitude of negative 900 meters, the pressure is 70 atm. So for every 10 meters, the submarine descends, the pressure it faces increases by n. So where n is a constant, what's the value of n? N here is the rate of increase, the rate of change. So actually, let's take some informations from the question. The distance from negative 700 to negative 900. How many meters here we have?
200,
Good, 200 meters. The pressure increases from 50 to 70. So how many atm the pressure increased?
20,
Good, 20 atm. So we can say that each 200 meters, the pressure will increase 20 atm. Each 200 meters, 20 atm. Each 200 meters, 20 atm. So in 10 meters that we need, how many atm will increase? Here, because when the number of meters will increase or decrease, the number of atm also will increase or decrease. Here we have a direct variation. Because we talk about the direct variation, because you know that when the number of meters will increase, when we goes down, the number of atm, the pressure also will increase. Okay? So it's a direct. Because of it's a direct variation, we can set that the division is a constant. So we can write it like this: 200 over 10 equal 20 over x. And then to find x, we can cross multiply both sides. Actually, this proportion, there is no need to write it. From here, we can cross multiply both sides if we are talking about the direct variation. Be careful. Just in the direct variation, we can cross multiply both sides. Why? Because the division is constant. The division is constant. Okay? Now, let's cancel this 0 with the 0 in the denominator and the 20 with 20. So all the numbers are ones. So x equal to 1. Any question? Okay, got it?
Yes.
Good. Again, just in the direct variation, we can cross multiply both sides. Let's go to the next one, number 5. Here we have an inverse variation. Why? Let's read it. An empty pool can be filled in 5 hours if the water is pumped in at 300 gallons an hour. Okay? 5 hours if the water pumped in at 300 gallons an hour. Now, how many hours would it take to fill the pool if water is pumped in at 500 gallons an hour? I'll ask you here, when the pressure increase, the number of hours will increase or decrease here?
Decrease.
Decrease, absolutely will decrease. When the pressure increase, we need less hours, right?
Right.
Good. So we can set that 300 gallons an hour need 5 hours. Now, 500 gallons an hour, how many hours it need? And here, because we talk about inverse variation, we couldn't cross multiply both sides because the division is not constant, but we can multiply each number by the number in the same row. So we can set that 300 multiplied by 5 equal 500 multiplied by x. I'm sure that some students did this step mentally, right or not?
Right.
Good. So let's cancel the zeros together. Now, and 5 with 5. So x here equal to 3. Got it? Because we talk about inverse variation, so we couldn't cross multiply both sides. Be careful. It's an important note. Now, next one. Let's go to the next question. Here, I'll give you a minute to try to do it by your own, and please write your choice in the chat. Okay, your answers? Anyone solved it? Muhammad Badr? 1 star for A, 2 stars for A, 3 stars for A. Okay, let's be sure if your answers right or not. If A apples cost $D, now, which of the following expressions gives the cost of 20 apples how many dollars? We look for the cost, the dollars. So we need to find X. And we know that when the number of apples will increase, also the number of dollars will increase. So we talk about direct variation. So we can cross multiply both sides. So X times A equal 20D. And we need to find the cost X. So to put X by itself, I'll divide both sides by A. So X is 20D over A. Choice B. Okay.
Okay.
Any question?
No.
Okay. Next one. Next one. Again, try to do it by your own. Please try to do it, and when you'll find the answer, write it in the chat. Okay, anyone solved it? Okay, we have the first answer, choice B and C. Other students? Again, extra star for C. Okay, let's do it together. At a school, there are A grade levels with B students in each grade. If the school buys N stickers to be distributed equally among the students, which of the following gives the number of stickers each student will receive? Actually, here we have a tactic. We called it replace variables with number. I recommend you to use it when you have a problem like this. For example, if we have 5 levels, and in each level we have 10 students. So could you tell me what's the total number of students we have? 5 levels, and in each one 10 students.
50 levels.
50.
50. How you got 50?
5 times 10.
Good. So I will multiply A times B to get the total number of students. Okay? Total students. So now the school buys N stickers. For example, if we have 50 students and we have 100 stickers, so each student will receive how many stickers? We have
2 stickers.
good, because we will divide the number of stickers over the number of students. So I'll divide N over AB to get the number of stickers each student will receive. So when we replace variables with numbers, the problem will be more easier. Okay? Any question? Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Okay, we can repeat. If we have 5 levels, and each level contains 10 students, how many students we have?
50.
Good. If we have 100 stickers, how many stickers each student will receive?
If we divide 100 over 50, that means 1 over 5.
100 divided by 50.
Oh, sorry,
Right?
okay, 2.
2. Good. When you divide, you divided N, the number of stickers, over 50. 50 comes from multiply A with B. Choice D. Now,
Okay,
got it now?
yes, got it.
Good. Let's go to the next one. Number 8. Number 8. During a race, So during a race on a circular racetrack, a race car burns fuel at a constant rate. After lap 4, the race car has 22 gallons left in its tank. The number of gallons left in the tank, not the number of gallons burned. Okay, be careful. After lap 7, the race car has 18 gallons left in its tank. So from lap 4 to lap 7, how many laps here we have?
3.
So during 3 laps, the car burned. How many gallons the car burned?
4.
4 gallons. Good. Good. 4 gallons. Good. Now, let's complete reading. Assuming the race car doesn't refuel, after which lap will the race car have 6 gallons left in its tank? Now, from 22, the original, to 6 gallons, how many gallons burned? How many gallons was burned?
16.
Is 16, right?
Right.
Good, 16 gallons. So, and we need to find the number of laps. During how many laps this 16 gallons will burn, sorry. Now, because here we talk about a direct variation, because when the number of laps will increase, the number of gallons will burned will also increase. Okay? We can cross multiply both sides. So 4x is equal to 3 times 16. After dividing both sides by 4, then the value of x is 12. So the number of laps here equal 12 laps. Why? There is no answer equal 12. Everything we did it correctly. Why we didn't find the answer? Anyone know the trick here? Did you know that we started from lap 4? So from lap 4, we needed 12 laps after lap 4. So the total number of laps is 16. Got it or not? This 22 gallons is after lap 4. So already we have 4 laps and we will add to them 12 laps. Okay? Understand it now?
Yes.
Good. Let's go to the next one. Number 9. The same logic. The same logic with different story. By 1 p.m., a total of 40 boxes had been unloaded from the delivery truck. By 3:30 p.m., a total of 65 boxes had been unloaded from the same truck. Now, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., how many hours we have?
2.5.
Good, 2.5 hours. During 2.5 hours, how many boxes unloaded?
25.
Good, 25. Very good. 25 boxes. So 2.5 hours, 25 boxes. 2.5 hours, 25 boxes. Now we need to find at 7 p.m. So from 1 to 7, How many hours here?
6 hours.
6 hours. How many boxes will be unloaded? Okay, let's cross multiply both sides because here we talk about a direct variation. Because when the number of hours will increase, absolutely the number of boxes unloaded will decrease. Now, when we cross multiply both sides, 2.5 times x equals 6 times 25. You can use your calculators or mentally. I can cancel this 2.5 with 25, and here we have 10, because here we have decimal point. So 10 times 6, x equals 60 boxes. Is the right answer here? Is it 60?
No, we add 60 to 65
Not to 65, to the original value.
to the 40.
Yes, good, because we start from 1 to 7, and before 1, 40 boxes had been unloaded. So I'll add 60 to 40 boxes. So the total number of boxes is 100 boxes. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Good. The same logic with the previous question. Now, let's go to the number 10, question number 10. Amy buys $D worth of groceries each week and spends a fourth of these dollars on the fruit. He spent the fourth quarter of the dollars of D, 1/4 of D. For example, if the number of dollars is $20, so he will spend 1/4 times 20, so $5. Okay, a fourth to buy fruit. Now, in terms of D, how many weeks we are looking for the number of weeks. Will it take Amy to spend a total of $100 just on fruit? Okay. 1/4 D, 1/4 of D, we spend it in just 1 week, because he said that each week. Okay, each week we spend 1/4 of D. Now, how many weeks we will spend during them? $100. So to find x now, the number of weeks, I'll cross multiply both sides. So 1/4 D multiplied by x equal 1 times 100 is 100. Now, actually here, we need to find the number of weeks, x. To get x by itself, I will divide or multiply by the reciprocal of coefficient. Why? Because the coefficient here is a fraction. You know that, all of you, you know that 1/4 multiplied by D is the same with D/4, because we will multiply D by 1. So when the coefficient is a fraction, we can cancel it and multiply other side by its reciprocal. So 4/D. D/4, 4/D. So x equal to 100 times 4 is 400/D. Choice A. Okay? Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the next one now. Number 11. Here, I'll give you a minute. Please try to do it by your own, without using rules. Just think about it in an easy logic. If you found answer, please write it in the chat. Muhammad said that A. Muhammad Majdi. Okay. Another answers? Okay, so let me help you. An internet service provider charges a one-time setup fee, $100. This $100 will, each customer will pay it just one time. And then each month, he will pay $50. Each month, $50. Each month, $50. So it's a normal. We will multiply this 50 by the number of months. So when we need to find the total cost, I will multiply 50 by the number of months. Now, if C customers joins at the same time and are on the service for M months. So again, I will multiply this 50M by the number of customers. So we have 100 as a constant fee plus 50M. We should multiply them by the number of customers because 100 plus 50M is the cost for each customer. Each customer will pay $100 as a setup fee, fixed fee, plus $50 each month. And when we distribute this C over the parentheses, we will get 100C plus 150 CM. Okay? Got
Okay.
it? Good. Very good. Now let's go to the next one. Number 12. In number 12, manufacturing plant increases the temperature of a chemical compound by D degrees Celsius every M minute. D degree every M minutes. If the compound has an initial temperature of T degrees Celsius, which of the following expressions gives its temperature after X minutes in degrees Celsius? So the initial degree is T. We will add it D over M, the rate of change. The rate of change is D over time. So D over M, the number of minutes is M. Okay. The number of degrees divided by the number of minutes. It will represent the rate of change. But be careful here. We have X minutes. So I will multiply it by X. So here, D over M is the rate of change. We should multiply it by the number of minutes. The rate times minute will give us the total number of temperatures of degrees Celsius. Okay? So the answer here is dx over m, choice D. Any question?
Sir, can you repeat it?
Okay. Let's replace variable with number. If I tell you that 10 degrees per minute, 10 degrees per minute, every minute, okay? And the number of minutes is 5. How many degrees will increase? 10 degrees per minute, and we have 5 minutes.
50.
50, right?
Yes.
We will multiply them. So I will multiply the rate times the number of minutes. The rate is d degree over m minute. D over m multiplied by x. Got it now? And we will add the initial temperature to the expression. Is it clear now?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now, number 13. At the shop to tourists, the price of one souvenir is $8. Each souvenir cost $8. Each additional souvenir purchased after the first is discounted by 40%. Oh, but be careful, after the first one. That means the first one without discount. Okay? If the James buy n souvenirs, where n is greater than or equal to 1, which of the following represents the total cost of the souvenirs? Okay, again, I'll replace variable with numbers. If the number of souvenirs was 10, so I'll ask you a question. If we have 10 souvenirs, is this 10 souvenirs, all of them will be discounted by 40%?
No.
No, just 9 of them will be discounted, right? Because the first one will be without discount. So if we replace this n, the first one without discount, and the remaining number n minus 1 with discount. Okay? So let's write the expression. The first souvenir will cost $8 without any discount. $8 plus this A, I'll decrease it by 40%. Decrease it. So 1 minus 40%. Now the number of souvenirs will be discounted is n minus 1. Why it's not equal n? Because the first one without discount. Got it now? Now,
Yes.
1 minus 40% is equal what?
0.6.
Good. So the choice is B. Okay? The first souvenir plus the remaining number multiplied by the cost after decreasing, or after it decreased by 40%. Okay?
Okay.
I think we will take a break for 10 minutes, inshallah. Okay? Then we will get back to solve the questions. Inshallah. I'll see you after the break. 10 minutes, inshallah. Okay?
Okay.